I didn't say go. That's fucked up. Yo, that's crazy. Anyway, welcome to SydeQuest. It's a show about games and the people who play. I am your host, your boy, him, Tremayne Labs, today known as Himmy Neutron. And I'm joined by my...
He's trying so hard.
Hold it in. Hold on. You good? You all right?
So good.
It's so good. It's so good.
I really do this. And I'm joined by my people. What's going on with you?
Josh, a.k.a. The Rat Trap.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
All
right.
Got you.
I'm Drew, a.k.a. This is fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Okay. That's going
Call the fire around you.
No, it's good. Yeah.
I'm Rachel, a.k.a. Robin Williams in the cold open of Friends. I think my wife is sleeping with my gynecologist. Yeah, that's that.
But, you know, I wanted to talk about something.
Okay.
As you're a big fan of boss fights.
Yeah.
I am not a big fan of boss fights, and I am a large fan of saying, I don't want to. Hideo Kojima recently did a podcast.
let's just.
I'm a large fan of no thank you.
Let's just eliminate the number one game.
Yeah.
The mechanic.
Yeah, like the primary mechanic
Yeah.
is off.
Get to the end of the game, beat the boss. No. Get to the end of the game, skip.
Skip.
And credits.
Skip. But yeah, Hideo Kojima, in the process of making Death Stranding 2, they announced they're going to do a new accessibility feature.
Yep.
You can skip boss fights.
Yeah.
And as a... Why are you laughing?
Nothing.
As a fan of I don't wanna, I'm a fan of that accessibility feature.
I actually don't think it's terrible either. There's a couple games there's one game in particular, Elden Ring, that if that was available,
And then you play?
I would have continued playing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Okay, let me just say this. I'm not a fan of skipping boss fights. I'm also not a fan of attempting it 300 times.
Right.
I understand that. I do. Yeah.
I think the gaming sweet spot is like the, hey, we noticed that you've been having a hard time. Do you want to maybe skip this?
Yeah.
You want to skip this fight? And I think that's the we can here's 1,000 health potions.
Right.
That vibe where it's like, hey, we get it. You got to make it through this. We want you to enjoy what you're doing, and we can systematically tell that you are not.
You are not having fun right now. I see that you've done the same thing 400 times and are probably sobbing in your chair. Would you like a free pass? Yeah, I can get down with that. I can get down with that for sure. Especially could have used it when I was talking about the boss fight with Vader, right? It's an inconsequential boss. It's literally a cutscene is the whole point.
You're going to lose.
I'm going to lose. I've played this game before. I'm done. Let me skip. Yeah, for sure. So I get that. I don't hate it.
You do have to lose. You have to lose to the boss first before the mechanic was allowed. That's what it said in the article.
Yeah.
You have to lose
yes.
at least one time, and then you can go into the main menu and be like,
I don't want to do
skip.
this.
Yeah.
It just seems that it's going to be a feature in easy mode specifically.
Easy mode specifically.
Okay, it's in easy specifically, which makes sense because why would you pick Grandmaster if you want to skip bosses, right? Yeah.
I just want to be really hard on the in between parts.
Yeah.
I just want regular play to be terrible.
I want to weep in between.
Scour for resources. Let's make that as difficult as possible.
Right.
Boss fight though.
Pass. Yeah, no, I actually don't hate that. And I think it would be tricky in a game like Elden Ring, right? Because there is one difficulty if you exclude the reality of New Game Plus, wherein scaling transpires, right? So outside of that.
And they're not really bosses. They're just things that you stumble upon that are bigger than you are that can kill you easily. So yeah.
Well, there are mandatory bosses to advance in the game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Every boss would just be walking around.
Yeah.
At different points in time, though, to what you're saying, at different points in time, everything in Elden Ring is the difficulty of a boss.
Well, that's true.
Right?
Yes. That is true.
So I get what you're saying. Like there are bosses in all of those games, but there's also like I would like to go over this bridge in
and get launched by 400 catapult arrows.
Right.
Yeah. No, there are that game in and of itself is that is the vibe.
I mean, it's
right?
meant to be an epic and it's meant to be super difficult. So
Yeah.
I get it. Like that game, it wouldn't work there. But I mean, there are a lot of games that have super difficult bosses that for a new player, if you're new to video games, like, and you want to test this game out, like it's the mechanics of it and everything. It's difficult.
Yeah,
Especially
for sure.
in a situation like Death Stranding 2. Is it like we complain about with Pokemon? You expect people to just have, you're not going to play the second game randomly.
Yeah.
But you have to be prepared for new players.
Yeah.
And there's going to be people who Death Stranding 2 is their first action game. So to speak. So you have to prepare for that regardless.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I just was thinking about Death Stranding. Isn't that I've not played it. So isn't the concept too like the storytelling is a huge component of the draw of the game?
I mean, let's talk about Kojima just as a game director, and a game developer.
The man loves a story.
The dude loves a story. The dude loves American Hollywood.
Okay.
Like that's why that's why like the tropes of all his games. That's why he's getting motion capture of as many big name actors as possible to be in these things. So, like, I mean, you telling me that Kojima's making a game that you can turn into a movie, and I'm like, of course, right?
Got
like,
it.
I mean, Metal Gear Solid 4 or 5
Phantom Pain?
was maybe Phantom Pain. I think the first like hour and a half of
there's
that
no
game,
gameplay.
there was no gameplay.
Oh, okay.
Like it was just like it was like move forward, cutscene. Okay, now move a little more forward.
All right.
20-minute cutscene. And I'm not down like I love Kojima's like storytelling. I love the way he presents all this stuff. But like
it's a movie.
A move towards making more like story driven and like, hey, you're really here to experience the story I'm trying to tell.
Yeah.
It makes total sense.
Yeah.
Right?
For
And
Kojima itself, it's a move that just makes a lot of people play.
for Kojima to go like, let's get as much of this game out of your way as possible
Yeah.
you can watch these cutscenes makes total sense.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And I think it makes sense for a lot of the storytelling driven genre anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when I think about some of the games that tell the most beautiful stories, I'm not in them for the combat necessarily. Like, I'm playing The Witcher 3 on Death March because I know the story and I love the fighting component too, right? Like I know the story. I'm past that part. I played the game for the first time on like Sword and whatever, the second normal. I played it on fucking normal because I wanted to see what this beautiful storytelling was going to be because that's what the ranting and raving was about for the most part, right? Yeah. And then I fell in love with the combat after and was like, oh, this could maybe be a little harder. But yeah, anyway. So I think for that genre, it makes perfect sense.
How do we feel about it possibly becoming standard across games?
Depends
Is it something that you'd like to?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like with, go ahead, sorry.
no.
With it being Kojima doing this first, so to speak, makes 100%. It's the right move for him. But like, if Elden Ring were to come out with that, why?
Yeah.
That's what I was...
away from the point.
That's the whole point of the game. Yeah.
I mean, because as somebody who very much enjoyed Elden Ring, and I did beat it with the help of Ari, thanks always, my darling friend, for guiding me like a lost puppy in the woods, because I don't know where the fuck I'm going in those games. And so like that's a thing that some people enjoy. Like they love the surprise element of, oh shit, I just landed in this boss arena and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I like the difficult combat, but I'd also like a checklist of where the fuck I'm supposed to go, right? And so I think that to that end though, FromSoft, that genre, that play style, it begs the question of, is that mechanic worth it in that game?
I think in anything narrative, like I think if it's a narrative storytelling game, it's okay to just go like, hey,
I'm good.
have fun.
Yeah.
Like get to the next part of the story. Like obviously I'm not trying to say that narrative games don't focus on intriguing or captivating gameplay. Right. But like you don't want somebody, and you never really know where this is going to be in your player base. You never know what point somebody's going to get sticky on, right?
Right.
Or it's just going to not work or not jive, or like, you know, or just their brain's not going to connect dots in the way you thought, or most people's brains connected that dots. Right. Like, you know, it's nice to just kind of go like, hey, we're also telling a story together here. So let's get, you know, kind of in the same way like a GM at a D&D table, like a good GM's not going to let you spin your wheels for an entire session, like going like, and I pushed that button, it did nothing. I push it again, and like it still does nothing. I push it 4 more times, it wasn't 4 times. They're not going to do that. They're eventually going to be like,
try again, push it 1 more time.
Yeah. They're eventually going to do something narratively that pushes you along, and in a video game that's narratively focused that you're telling as a player in that space, it makes sense. It really
100%.
And mind you, it is only an easy mode. So like if you want to roll with the boss fights, do it in normal.
I missed that part. That part makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Like, because I was like, why? Like, just universally, and I actually even missed the part where it said like, and you can skip you can only do it if you
after you've
lost.
Yeah.
So like for me, the whole thing was like, of course, but as like, sure, it makes sense for Kojima, but like as a game mechanic, hey, you've lost to this boss once. Do you like? Are you frustrated? Do you want to keep trying? Like what?
Yeah.
Put that up to you is really good.
I'm just laughing because I have the kind of mental illness that would say I'm gonna fucking
no, I'm
never
the same
skipping
way.
it.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Which would but I wouldn't be on probably easy. Well, I might be for my first try, but you know, like I probably wouldn't be if I were going back again to be like, all right, let's do this bad boy.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna beat my head against the wall 300 times until it's done because there's something in my brain that says you have to do that.
And I'm just all over this. I'm all over the spectrum. And narrative story-based games, I'm here to play it, have fun, play the story. You know, have a little bit of this, like, you know, have an interaction with it and navigate through it in the way that I want to.
Right.
But like, at the end of the day, I'm going from narrative beat to narrative beat, impacting the middle parts, and then. Yeah, I think it matters greatly what game. Right.
Yeah,
if I think about
so
like,
too.
do I really want the ability to like skip a boss in a BioWare game where I'm like choosing the outcomes of things? Well, maybe not then, because maybe like I'm supposed to feel right.
That might
depends
impact
on how RP the game is. It depends on a lot of different things. But if I'm playing a character that's got a name and a face and a character and characteristics that are not me coming up with them, and I'm just experiencing that story as Lara Croft, or I can't remember what the main character of Death Stranding's name is, but
Norman Reedus.
It is. That is his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daryl.
I wouldn't be surprised. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't just like, yeah, his name's Norman. But yeah, so I mean, like whatever. That's an established character, and I'm just kind of there as a interactive observer, not like this is me. I'm you know.
Yeah.
You're guiding him through the story.
Right. Yeah.
See, my issue is again, I don't want.
Yeah.
I will stop playing a game.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
You don't want the game developer doesn't want that, and you don't want that.
That's
like
why I think it's a great idea.
There's a reason you paid for or even if it's free, there's a reason you downloaded the game because
That's like-
play, get through the game.
Right.
One of my favorite cheerleader games. Big fan of No More Heroes. Shout out Travis Touchdown. I own 3. I played 1. I played 2. I'm at 3. I got to a boss fight that's pretty hard.
You're done.
I haven't played this.
But let's say
I gotta get back to it.
let's say you skip through all those boss fights and you get to the end of the game. Are you like,
I don't.
good job, Tremayne,
No,
you did it? Or are you
for
like,
sure not.
or are you like, fuck?
I think it depends on what the satisfaction you're looking for in the game, right? Like, what is the type of itch you're trying to scratch? Because
Big fan of itch.
if if the itch you're trying to scratch is like, I did it,
Yeah,
then
you're not gonna
you're
skip.
looking for a combat
Yeah,
experience,
you're not gonna
right?
skip.
Whereas you might be scratching an itch of, I just want to see what this beautiful story is, and at which point, fuck yeah, I beat the game. I don't care. I saw the story. I read the book. I watched the movie, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the feeling that you get, I think, from it, and I think that's what matters in those types of situations, right?
Yeah,
I feel like there's a split there in what you're looking for as a gamer.
Yeah.
And there's a way to navigate the other side too, which is just like, okay, hey, you beat the game, right? You want to go back and fight that boss? Like, okay, let's go to a boss gallery. Like, put a sub menu and just go drop back in and like, or
That's cool.
Or you just go in and you're just like, okay, like. Now I'm gonna play it on reckless.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I got through the story. I saw what I want. I got my hooks into me, and now I'm gonna get sweaty with it. Right. Where
Get
like
sweaty with it, I
I'm
like
right there
that.
with you. The amount of games that like I have gotten 3/4 of the way through, there's some wall that I beat my head up against. So I'm like, I'm gonna take a break from this, and that break is for fucking ever.
Yep.
That's the break.
Yeah.
When I put it
The
down,
break is so long, I have to restart the game.
right.
Yep.
And then that's
Forgot
too
what you were
daunting.
doing.
And then that's too daunting. Where I'm like, oh well.
I'll watch it on
enjoyed
YouTube.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
Right? Like or whatever it was, right? Like there are I don't even know how many games.
Oh, I just did it not
didn't
long ago.
finish. I didn't finish. I'll still acknowledge they're a great game. I loved playing them.
Yeah.
I got up to that wall for me. I was like, I'll put this down for a little while, and then that little while turned into forever. I'll
Yeah.
never come back to
Oh,
that game.
fuck, it's been 5 years.
Yeah, yeah. Guess what? Not restarting either. Game's great.
Yeah.
You know.
Good job. Did you finish it? Shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know, and maybe that has a little bit to do with like the era of gamer that I began in, where like beating a game just wasn't even necessarily a component of
Like why
the
you
expectation.
Got it.
Right? Like, you know, I mean, huh? Yeah, Pong. Yeah.
what an ass. Look at that face. Oh man. All right.
But there were so many games early on where like, I mean, saves it, like you're always starting over. It was never really about whether or not you were going to see the end of the game. It
Yeah.
was just like, hey, the loop is fun. I enjoy playing this. I like getting better at certain components of it or whatever. And then you spend the time with it and then you walk away. I think that's okay too.
Or maybe
right?
it's that your Star Fox 64 cartridge is just busted and it won't retain a save file.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Don't they get me started on 60.
Man.
The amount of
Somebody's
games
got
that
my
they-
Star Fox 64 cartridge.
Not that I have any trauma related to that. Uh-oh.
You want to borrow mine?
Huh, that's weird. This is an interesting coincidence that just happened there.
Who would have thunk it?
Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah.
Do you skip boss fights in Dreamlight?
No.
Great question.
Are there boss fights in Dreamlight?
No.
Okay.
There are.
I don't fucking know. That game's like telling you that you're a piece of shit for getting a job.
Yeah, growing up and getting a job.
How
Okay,
dare
that's
you.
not a direct quote.
Oh, okay.
It is close.
Okay, that's
How close is it?
I have a recent picture that I took for you guys to rip your hearts out again. No,
Goddamn.
There's some news though, yeah, with Dreamlight.
yeah, there is some. They just dropped an update video today, which was pretty cool. Sammy was explaining all of this to me, and I retained a portion of it. But the important part, I don't know, my brain's not that big. Hers like 25 times bigger than mine, so she's got a just trap for these things. And I'm like, I heard one thing, which is that there's a cosmetic for Star Wars.
Oh,
okay.
And I was like, I can dress up like I can be Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And I can have R2-D2 as my companion.
That's
a function in the game, is you like, there's critters you can interact with
Sure.
and stuff, and they become your companions. And it looks like R2 is going to be a companion. I'm very excited about that.
yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
I think that's the last thing I retained because there was another piece that was important. Oh, there's some cool game functionality stuff that's minutia detail, but like that I won't get into. But ultimately, as a player, you will experience some upgrades to your play experience in like storage and in just like general functionality.
So it's like a QOL update, not
Yeah.
like a DLC.
Yeah, it's not a DLC.
Okay.
There are 2 DLCs, maybe 3, 2. I think there's 2. I don't know. 3, 2, 2 or 3. I was trying to flip back and forth. I can't do it. There are some DLCs, but this was just an update to the overall base game. Like if you have base game, you will experience these ease of play, ease of quality of life updates. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're exciting as a player. Like you have to build these chests to keep your crap in, and like now you can expand them instead of having to make a brand new one. Like just little things that are like, oh shit, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, that'll be.
Oh, Alice in Wonderland. Those are the new characters that you're going to be able to unlock. You're going to be able to go through.
The Mad Hatter.
There's no Mad Hatter, but there's Cheshire.
Oh,
So
Cheshire's cooler.
So instead of a boss mechanic to scratch that itch for players, there is a opening of realms component wherein, I mentioned that the characters are like trapped. And so the notion is you go into their realm and help them come back to the valley.
Oh, cool.
Which is really cool. Some of them you can see, like, as you're playing, you can see what base game is like, oh wow, they were like, yeah, go collect some fish for Maui, like, this very base level. But this new one, there's like a maze with the card soldiers for Alice. It looks really, really cool. That Gameloft is doing some really cool stuff. They're doing the right stuff for their players, and they really give a shit about player feedback, which I think is so dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
The Reddit is
Tell them less goofy.
Less goofy. Volume down on goofy. Volume down on goofy. Just turn the volume off, right, Tremayne?
I did. I learned.
I see.
And I kept playing. Turn the volume off.
And?
Great game.
Yeah.
You love it?
Okay, hold on.
Okay, you like it?
I do enjoy it.
You said great game. Like,
Okay, great. Don't mean love.
okay.
It is a good game. I now have 52 hours. Oops. Oops.
Yikes.
When I talked to y'all last time, it was 40.
Yeah.
So
12 hours?
Well, 40 was a guess, though.
that's true.
We're at like 25. That's all she's done all week. That's why I covered your shift that one time.
Yeah, that's definitely it. Yep. No,
So-
that's the exciting thing in Dreamlight right now.
How much are you looking forward to on a scale of like 1 to 10?
Oh, I'm like I'm a 10. I'm super.
there.
Alice in Wonderland is some of my favorite stuff.
Okay.
So that was super exciting for me. I'm big.
It's got a lot of that movie has a lot of cool characters.
Big Alice fan. Big Alice in Wonderland fan. Through the Looking Glass, great book. I mean, all that stuff is. I love that. I love that genre. It's
that world.
It's funny, harkening back to my whole like dystopian.
Sure, yeah,
I love that stuff. I think it's awesome. This terrible regime and people are trying to dismantle it. That sounds like something I might like. I wonder why I like Star Wars. Weird.
Both of y'all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an automatic head bop, I think,
Immediately.
for us. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. I think it's going to be really cool. And I'm having a blast.
That's cool.
Yeah. I found another journal entry. It was sad. I won't read it.
I mean, please do.
You really want to know?
Another reason to show that Disney is right better than
Better than Maya Angelou?
I'm not listening.
Okay. Well,
Side question, because I just thought of this randomly. Has Alice in Wonderland always been a Disney IP? Or
No.
has been for a while?
No.
No.
Alice in Wonderland is Through the Looking Glass is a
Lewis Carroll?
yeah.
Yeah. Lewis
Yeah.
Carroll's the author.
Yeah.
Yep.
So actually all of the like original Disney princesses. Actually
Here, you want to borrow these? So you can- yeah.
Georgie.
so Disney
The brothers.
Disney was one of the first companies, or maybe was the first company, to ever fight characters entering into the public domain with Mickey Mouse, right? So Mickey Mouse was supposed to enter into public domain.
Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie.
Right, which has now actually happened. Steamboat Willie has entered public domain, not Mickey Mouse. And they've been
Right.
very clear about that component. But they actually got it to be extended quite a while because of lobbying and gross bullshit. But the original Disney princess stories like Snow White, Alice in Wonderland, The Little Mermaid, and I don't think Beauty and the Beast.
How's my dog Belle?
But those three for sure were all established fables that had entered the public domain. Like Sherlock Holmes is in the public domain. That's why all these people can just make.
Aren't
up a
most of
short-
their roots in the Brothers Grimm? Or no, am I wrong there?
No, there is like all of them are definitely darker fairy tale stories than the Disney versions of
Yeah,
them,
right,
for sure.
right.
But like Yeah. So like, I mean, all of those stories, now they weren't musicals and they weren't like the Disneyfication of them is an original property, right?
Right.
But it actually speaks to the interesting component of it is it speaks to the power of something entering into the public domain and people getting to mix their creativity with it and come up with something completely new and interesting and all that sort of stuff. And then Disney was one of the first companies ever that was like, yeah, that thing that we did super well and made us really popular, we don't want anybody to ever do that ever again. And it's interesting to see like where that goes because we're up against it on a lot of stuff coming up here in like the next 5 to 10 years, like Superman, Batman, there is a ton of characters that are getting ready to cross that threshold of public domain, which is basically, for anybody that's not, and then I'll stop, it's basically a concept that says once something has been created, it's a ticking time clock in between when that IP can be said like it is solely the property of the people that created it or the person that created it.
Right.
And then there's a time frame where it's existed for so long and becomes so part of the public's ethos and the public's like psychology basically that you can't really say like it's more the property of the person that created it than it is the property of everybody who's experienced the stories for years and years and years.
Yeah, sure.
And so like the concept being like gets really interesting of like once something's in someone else's brain, how long is it still your idea?
Right.
Yeah. And there was like kind of established IP law that kind of said like 30 years.
Right.
Was what I think it was originally it was like 30 years, right?
Yeah.
And then it was like after that, like you're probably dead because you live to be 32. But and I think that's where a lot of the grounds for the extensions were along like increased life expectancies and say like in the current paradigm like people are living longer, therefore their ideas may remain theirs as long as but it's interesting. Anyway.
No, it's interesting. No, the journal entry is you guys ready? Got tissues? You ready? Okay. Loneliness is sharp. Josh is out. Loneliness is sharp. It cuts me like glass in my fingers, but it's much more awful than broken glass because I cannot see it or avoid it. You okay? Is everybody all right?
Are we done? Did I miss it?
Yeah, you're fine.
You're okay. It's fine. You're going to be all right.
It's fine. I'm fine, and everything's okay.
Is this a children's game?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
It's definitely geared for like, I mean, it's the thing.
For adults that have grown up and forgotten about their childhood.
Yeah. That is the target audience for sure
Narratively at least.
Narratively.
Yeah.
Of course, kids can play the game and navigate the tasks and et cetera, et cetera.
And have fun.
That is absolutely
the deeper story behind it.
It's a classic Disney move in the way that they framed it.
The way they've matured for sure.
And the way they've matured, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like that, the target audience is the people at this table who are like navigating life and trying to hold on to the things they love and have felt removed from them, et cetera, et cetera.
Very
right?
much Pixar-esque.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, a lot of the Disney movies, like I think most of the Pixar movies are geared towards us.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the Disney movies are geared towards children.
I think they're all geared towards kids. I think they're multifaceted stories that have layers that are
Shrek, baby.
are good for
Dude, don't tell me about Disney. Okay, I know.
Sole authority.
Yeah. Speaking of,
what else you got for us? You got any?
Oh, that was all. I just had the Kojima thing.
Okay.
Cool.
I'd like to aggressively pivot.
Okay.
Pivot.
From Disney to Disney?
From Disney to Disney.
Okay, whoa.
Look out!
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't know we were going to
Let me tell you about my AKA.
Okay.
The Rat Trap.
Let him cook.
Oh.
I see it.
Mr. Blurple.
See, I said it like a half hour ago, and everybody was like, okay.
Yeah, you're really good at that.
Yeah, thank you. We had a couple bands.
Yep.
AKAs.
First,
You're really good at them.
Okay.
Not-
This is gonna get ugly.
All right, Tremayne, we need to scoot back. This is where we scoot back.
This is where we scoot back for a minority minute. Coming soon.
Oh man, yeah, we had our first ban in
Yep.
Disney Lorcana.
Yeah.
They banned Fortisphere, which is a 1-cost item that allows you to draw a card. It is a steel card.
Set 2 item?
Set 4.
Set
Set
4.
4?
Yeah, Hiram was a set 2 card. Hiram was the other
Hiram
thing
set 2. Yeah, you had
that
flip it floppied.
just completely broken. So this is a total flip of how we were feeling last week when we were
Big
talking
time,
about the game
yeah.
because it has just completely opened the game up.
Yeah.
Like instead of watching 2 blue decks play in the top 16, the top 8, the top 4, and the finals of any kind of tournament that you were watching over the past month or so, now it's just totally different. Different colors, different. I mean, even a red blue deck just won a huge tournament, which is fine because the build was completely different.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Like totally different build. So yeah, I think that the bans were great. It was the card was just completely and utterly broken. It turned a color that is built to ramp. Like it has all these ramp cards. It has Tipo, it has Sail the Azurite, it has Fishbone Quill, which allow ramp. Donald
out
Duck
the
allows you to
yin
ramp.
yang, yeah.
Mickey allows you to ramp. All these blue cards that allow you to ramp. But it also had the greatest draw mechanic in the game.
Wild
like
draw mechanic.
Super hard to get rid of with its willpower at 6.
6, yep.
It was
6
just like
only,
impossible. So it gains you 2 cards on play. You play it, you ban an item, banish an item, draw 2 cards. You quest, you banish an item, you draw 2 cards. All of a sudden, like this deck that like could easily have gotten to top deck mode, you top deck that, you're drawing 2 cards. You quest next turn, all of a sudden you have 4 cards in your hand again. It's just it shouldn't have ever been allowed to happen, and I'm glad that it's not anymore.
Yeah, because I think it's doing exactly what we talked about. We had hoped to see, which was a creativity in the meta.
Oh, 100%.
Right? And so like even just on Sunday, the color combinations, of course, are the same. How else would it be, right?
Yeah.
It's exactly what you'd anticipate
sure.
in a meta landscape that we're in. But the cards were different.
Different decks.
And that was so exciting for me to see. I was watching games, walking around like a little kid and like all excited because I saw, other than some guy brought this Emerald Steel discard deck. I don't know what's up with him.
That was terrible.
Anyway, outside of that asshole. No, there was, in all seriousness, it was really cool to see like all these different decks, and people are definitely, people are in the lab, man. They're tinkering. They're going, what can we do that takes this meta deck that we know has these great lines and great runs, and what can we do to make them even more unique and different and unanticipated?
Well, it's also like
it's going to change.
Because they're putting their energy into it.
First,
It's not like oh well, it's just
these cards.
It's these cards.
It's 58 of the same cards. You can make 2 different.
If I'm not playing blue steel, I've got to play this list because this is the only list that has a chance.
Yeah, and that didn't exist. That list literally didn't exist.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It was blue steel or bust.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess my question is, with Hiram being around since set 2, Fortisphere set 4, and obviously that's not that 4 isn't that many sets. We're on 7.
7.
This
Yeah.
is set
Jafar's coming out at 8.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we're 3 sets from there. Why 5 sets?
It was
Hiram
this
comes around.
It was this set. I know where you're going. Hiram, why wasn't he banned earlier? What made him? You were able to deal with him earlier. It was because they released a card in this set in Automatoa that allows you to. So Hiram, you quest with him, you banish the cards, right? And then those items are in your discard,
right? Yep.
Like they're there until like turn 8 when you could play a big Tamatoa, right? 8 cost. 4 turns later that allow you to let me pick this item back up, right? Now they released a card 2 turns later, which is the new Tamatoa that allows you to pull 2 items back from your discard.
Right.
And then on the next turn, you can play an item for free. Right. Okay. So let's just think about that. I have my Hiram and he's been down there for however many turns. He's drawn me, let's say 4 cards, right? Yeah. The next turn I play this Tamatoa and I pull 2 more items back and I can quest with him, play 1 for free, draw a card, quest with Hiram, draw 2 more cards. insane. Like you go from 4 cards in hand to 8 in one turn.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. For a deck, again, that was not meant to aggressively draw you cards. There is, each colorway has its own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And purple is the draw
That's
color.
the draw engine.
Yeah.
for
Like
sure.
it's got draw songs, tons of draw songs. It's got characters that draw you on entry.
Yep.
But those characters aren't super strong.
No.
Like Rabbit is a 4 cost. It's uninkable. It's easy to get rid of.
Super easy to
right.
pilot,
So like that card makes sense.
Yep.
Hiram is a 4 cost, inkable, impossible to get rid of.
Yes.
That draws you 2 cards on play.
Yeah.
Okay. So you took Rabbit, you made it way stronger. You made it inkable, and it drew you more cards.
Right.
Right. And Rabbit is, I mean, I'm a purple player. It's one of the strongest cards in the game.
Absolutely.
Like it was just insane. So again, very happy.
I think what it boils down to is just ultimately exactly what you're saying, the imbalance, right? So the reality is that we all know that Lorcana is a game where you're hurting for card draw unless you're running purple, typically.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's kind of the known.
Yes.
And
Unless.
Oh, it's so brutal.
it was really good.
A Whole New World's great. I love.
it's a great card.
Super good.
Yeah.
Uninkable. 5 cost. Have to sing it.
I'm fragile today.
Boo! Don't boo him. That was actually really good. I heard some vibrato in there.
Boo!
Shit. Anyway, I think ultimately what it Boo. I'm sorry. Shit, you got me so good. You both did. Okay. What the fuck was I saying? Card draw is a struggle point.
Right.
There are colors that exist, combinations that allow you to make it manageable.
Right.
Make it healthy card draw.
Right.
That blue card draw was fucking busted.
Well, I mean, the thing is like, blue, like, I think inherently was just meant to be paired with red, right? Because red, what it does is it has these cards on the top end that are ridiculous.
Yep.
You can banish entire boards.
Yep.
You can play a character and banish most of a board. You have the 9 cost Maleficent Dragon that allows you to banish any character you want. Like
Right.
it has these really big top end things, right? Blue allows you to ramp to those.
Suits the ramp. Yep,
So
absolutely.
it's like, this is great.
Yep.
Like this combination is awesome. Okay. You have 2 cards in hand and you can do with them, you get to turn 5, get to turn 6, you have 8 ink, right?
Right.
I'm playing these big characters to banish your things. It shouldn't be you get to 8 ink and you have 9 cards in hand.
Right. Wild.
And you have this insane choice of what you want to do. It just got to the point where it was like the game was toxic in its meta.
Yeah.
And boring as hell.
Yeah. And there's other blue steel combinations that, in my opinion, not for nothing, but in my opinion, can be semi-competitive. Maybe not necessarily something that you would,
For sure.
but like you would take it to OP, right?
Yeah.
Just to try it out, test it. I've run a couple blue steel decks that, I mean, I've held my own with them.
Yes.
But the card draw is the struggle point.
Yeah.
And it's what you know is going to happen.
Yes.
Unless you're running a fucking Hiram.
Yes. For sure.
That's just the truth of it. Like you're relying on steel to get you card draw point blank period.
Yeah.
You have to run Storm and you have to run A Whole New World or your card draw.
Boo! That was a test. You failed.
Okay.
So yeah, steel. Yes,
Yes.
I agree. And I built a deck actually last set that had like a lot of ward characters.
Oh,
in
right,
it.
that was blue steel.
That was kind of aggro questing that didn't play the Hiram.
Yeah.
And guess what? I didn't fucking draw any cards. And I top decked all the time.
Yep.
And that's how I lost.
Yep.
And guess what? If I would have thrown Hiram in there, that deck probably would have been busted. And not fun for anybody.
Yep.
So you think that Hiram's kind of just low key needed one card to become as broken as it was, and it's that Tamatoa, or it was always pretty broken? Because the obvious question to me, anytime this conversation comes up, and I know business-wise why you don't do this. I know business-wise why you don't ban a card out of your current set that is actually on shelves.
Yeah.
I get that. However, if I go not dominating, we released one new card. It broke everything. Dominate,
I get where you're going
I
with
do.
that. it wasn't one new card.
Yeah.
Right? They released Bell.
Right.
Which you could get on turn 1. It's a 3/3 broken. Right. They released Scrooge McDuck it's a 5-cost card, 4-cost card that's a 4/4 body.
Yeah.
That you could play for free if you have 4 items on the board. Broken. They released what's the one that when you ink a card you take 2
shit.
The Sapphire Coil.
Yes.
They released a Sapphire Coil. Okay. You ink a card, you can point out a character, take 2 attack off of them. That makes it now you can brawl it, you can play a little Sisu onto it and banish that card. Broken, right? Yeah. And then Tamatoa is just like with Hiram in play, that Tamatoa is completely bugged.
Oh, it's so bad.
So it wasn't just the one Tamatoa. Yeah. It was like, let's just aggressively push Sapphire and if we remove Hiram from the equation,
it starts to function the way we want it to.
Yeah, it starts to function the way you want it to. It's actually it's beatable.
Yeah.
But it's also a great deck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it can play in the meta, it can lose in the meta. There's bad matchups. There should always be this circle of life type of deal, right?
You where it's like maintain the rock paper scissors.
The rock paper scissors, exactly. Yeah. And there wasn't that. It was Spock. Right? Yeah. It was unbeatable.
I heard it and I support you.
I'm waiting for
and
the
your
boo.
Voice.
I'm waiting for the boo.
What'd you sing?
Circle of life.
Circle of life. You said circle of life.
Yeah. It was there was no triangle of
So
and it was pretty decent.
So same week, actually, as Lorcana got 2, Star Wars also banned 2.
Oh, we got a Star Wars ban too?
Star Wars doesn't ban cards. It's actually an interesting. They call them suspensions, right?
Okay.
So they suspend cards from constructed play, right?
Okay.
Which means that it can't be played. Right?
How long is its suspension?
They review it every 3 months.
So it's indefinite.
So it's an indefinit suspension.
AKA a ban.
Well,
I mean, they could unban Hiram.
I mean, I guess they could.
They can unban them, but like unbanning's got like a connotation and also like
you look bad if you do that.
Yeah, like we banned it for a little while and then we unbanned it. Where suspended is like our intent is actually to bring the way they pass it off is that their intent is to bring those cards back into standard play.
If there's a way to unbreak them.
If there's a way to unbreak them.
Understood.
Right? Or
have they done that yet?
To power creep. Well, I mean, the game's like not.
It's less. It's younger than Lorcana.
Full year old.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a full year old now.
It's little.
Well, no. I mean, to say so. The first ban came.
God,
the first suspension.
Read a book about this brand new card game, right? My fault.
The first suspension was Boba Fett. Second suspension was Jango Fett, and now we've also got
That's
right.
fucked
It's
up.
the Fets, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
And then
Them damn feds.
Damn bounty hunters.
and then Triple Dark Raid also got suspended. Again, Triple Dark Raid, a card that's been in for a while.
But it's less than a year old.
But less than a year old. But in the meta and being played, right?
Okay.
And so I don't know why we're enemies today. Unless it's like an aggressive overreaction about what you did to me last week.
I was fucking that.
Yeah, you did do a bunch of shit to him last week.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, somebody was encouraging
Somebody
him.
was definitely instigating.
Yeah. No. So,
All I heard was I'm still Drew's favorite.
there we go.
That's fair.
I don't care.
I can't do that.
I don't even care.
Look, I'm the best now.
Not opening for my best friend.
No, I don't like that anymore. This joke's not fun anymore.
It's not fun for me.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting the amount of balance that is happening, right? We don't see it very much in Pokemon, like banned cards and like Pokemon's just like turn it up. Okay, we'll turn it up one more. Okay, we'll turn it up one more.
It's almost like Pokemon knows what they're doing or something.
Well,
It's a 25-year-old game.
that's what I'm saying.
It is
yeah.
a huge amount
That's
of
what I'm
that,
saying.
right? Like
They do know what they're doing.
It's not like cards haven't been banned from like.
right. It's not like cards haven't been banned.
Sure.
He actually GLC just got a couple.
Yeah. GLC also same week did get 2 energy cards banned out of it. 2 special energy cards.
Okay.
Makes a lot of sense.
When you guys also have rotation.
Right.
which keeps the game healthy.
Yeah. You will.
Oh,
inevitably.
I'm sure.
Lorcana's has got to be, it's not around the corner, but
It's a coming.
it's got to be like a year and a half, 2 years off. Or
What's that?
What? Rotation.
A rotation.
rotation.
A
Yeah.
rotation.
That's fair.
I don't know how they're going to do it because there's no indicator on the cards that makes them rotatable.
Yeah.
But
Other than the set that they're in, which would be wild.
to just do a whole set.
Just be like, set one's gone.
yeah.
Buy
I
Rapunzel.
feel like they only option. Well,
It's kind of their only option at this point.
Could you imagine?
Oh my god, dude.
First chapter's outie.
That'd be
Wild.
I'm all for that stuff. I mean,
Oh,
it's mainly just because the game's so young.
Yeah.
Mathematically
That-
impossible to balance a game if you just keep making cards over and over again. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
nobody can keep all that information.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Hopefully
would
we
be
don't
that would be
learn from
that would be a complete and utter shift in what decks would look like.
Be wild.
Which I'm here for it.
Oh no, I would totally play.
Because right now everything is, even set by set, like the set by set, day by day.
next person that sings.
Okay. I don't know where I was going with that. Even set by set, like the decks are very similar.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
50 of the red purple cards are the same. Then you check in these 10, right?
Right, right.
You take out set 1, it's like, okay, here's an entirely different deck.
yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's it's healthy for games. I think moving cards, I think caring about your meta is healthy. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong about saying like, oh, we had to ban cards or we have to suspend cards. It's especially with a new game, you try new things. You don't want to be so stale and so stagnant or so afraid to try something new that it's just like boring, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think one of the best systems that I've interacted with in the TCG space, I don't play this game, but we interact with it here at the store, is the Flesh and Blood system.
Oh.
That one is just, I think, like as organic as you can possibly be on how you rotate cards out. They don't ban cards necessarily as much as like they just rotate out whole cards based on how many times that card is in a deck that wins.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
Very
like,
interesting.
something strong and powerful and goes out and a bunch of people are playing it and it wins a bunch of armory events and a bunch of part of like even tracking local armory events for Flesh and Blood is what heroes are they playing? Like what is the champion that is in their deck?
God, I would love to see the data on that.
And they track all that stuff. And so the more and more it wins, it's hero points or something along that line. And then once it crosses a threshold, it's retired. Right. And so it's a cool system, especially for their game. But like it also does kind of do that thing where something's super broken and comes out the gate and it's sweeping and like top 16s, Hiram. Great, you got that for one set championship, and you guys burnt all the points on it, and now Hiram's gone.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like,
pretty
it was
dope.
cool. It was fun.
I wonder how that system will work in Pokemon. Shit, it would just be gone the next day for real.
I mean, it'd be interesting, right? You'd have to find that balance, and I don't.
It would
know
have to
every
be
game-
it would have to be a specific percentage point that you reach. Like
Yeah.
you don't want 25 like
No.
Right.
whatever.
No, it's literally like accrued. It's like accrued points based on wins. And it's a cool system. So, yeah.
I will say though, my blue purple deck all of a sudden with these Hiram bands, because there was 2 decks that it was not very good against, and I'll let you guess what they were.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was Sapphire Steel and Ruby Sapphire with the Hiram.
Damn, that's crazy.
All of a sudden, this deck is like nigh untouchable when piloted correctly.
Mr. Blur.
Mr. Blur.
Big
Blurple.
purple out here cut.
So I'm putting my stamp on it that I'm taking home some set championships in a couple
Blurp?
months with Blurple. Yes,
Oh yeah. Right
I
on.
wish you the best.
we'll see.
I like it.
We'll see.
Laugh.
Josh's stamp.
Can we get you a stamp? You want a stamp?
All right.
I should get a stamp.
You get a stamp.
Okay.
This is where it hits it just like, and then I had to superimpose it on my
Josh's
face for the rest of the
I think I'm gonna run Steel Amethyst. I think.
Yeah,
think?
that's your deck.
I think it is.
And also phenomenal. Great deck.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to build it.
Man, I wanted Steel Ruby to work so bad. It has its moments where it's just fucking phenomenal.
You know
and then
what?
there's other moments where I'm just I'm just stuck.
That deck needs a Hiram.
Unban.
Unban him and bring him back into one of those
And I can
colors.
put the one blue. I was thinking I'd just put the one blue one in, right? Because that's super legal. Yeah, I'll just do that.
No, that's a good example of what I'm talking about, right? Ruby and Steel is one single card draw card away from being like
Holy shit.
completely busted.
Yep.
Right? All it does is remove.
Yep.
Remove with songs, remove with late game characters. If it had all this card draw in it, it wouldn't be fair.
Put something out that nobody wants to touch.
Yeah, exactly.
And when it works and it's fun, oh boy, is it fun.
Oh my God.
Boy.
But
Steel's also the one that's got the characters that like banish items or your opponent's items and stuff like that, right?
There is a couple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a couple that do that.
There's a Simba that banishes an item.
And a
but
location.
there's also a song.
there's a song and
That
then
banishes all
there's a character
there's
as
a
well that you can
character.
drop on the table.
Steel is the song / like big body
Big body. Yeah.
deck.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the amethyst is just draw.
Draw. Yeah.
Draw,
So
draw.
that's
Draw, Binks.
it's also
Draw Binks, baby.
super draw Binks.
Time.
Yeah.
If Jar Jar Binks isn't on the thumbnail.
Draw Binks.
draw Binks. So anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Cool. It's great for the game. It had to happen, or else they were going to lose a lot of people. I think.
For sure. I wasn't gonna play.
Yeah. And
Like, I was gonna play in this
Yeah.
chance
Super
until, like,
healthy.
chill it out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool.
Very good.
Yep.
It's good. What else you got for us?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Oh, I did have one other point. Little Nightmares 3 on the Switch. I saw some gameplay for it, and it looks awesome. Does anybody play?
I've only watched gameplay. I've not played.
Yeah,
I've only
it's
had Little Nightmares.
I am not particularly a fan of. What are your nightmares about? Would you like to talk about it? Too bad.
Damn. Wow. You can tell me later, Tremayne, on the Minority Minute.
Oh, Minority Minute?
Hell yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Back to the. I'm not a huge fan of the side-scrolling style of game.
Sure.
Right. It's just not for me. But for some reason, this game works for me.
Okay, that's cool.
And it is like the art's beautiful. It's kind of scary here and there. There's like heart. It's actually difficult. The first two Little Nightmare games, so it's cool, and I'm excited for the third one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep,
Excited. That's awesome.
Thank you. I didn't mean.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I deserve that.
Oof. Ouch. Okay. Oh man. Oh gosh.
Oh damn.
Oh, you're good?
Oh, yeah, I'm
Okay.
good.
All right.
Great.
Okay. All right. He's good. He's not. He's fine.
I'm fine. We established very early on.
Very
I'm
fine. He's very fine.
No, usually when people say that, the way they say it.
Yeah. Matters.
That's the way they did it.
not fine.
Yeah. I'm fine.
No.
Didn't you have something about the Switch 2 that
You
you
got
wanted
stuff.
to mention?
No, I
Bring-
don't think so. I think we're
bring
good.
stuff.
The Switch is good. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
Was there news that dropped about it that I missed, or is it just in general? Do you had some
Well,
thoughts?
let me check the date. It is April past the 9th. How many pre-orders has everybody got on their Switch 2?
Zero.
Yeah,
I didn't.
that is wild.
Yeah.
So I think that's the component of this that is the most surprising. Them like 48 hours later being like, okay, it's still coming out in June, but
Oopsies.
you can't pre-order it in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's the next direct? Isn't there another one coming up soon?
There's another direct, but it's not supposed to address any of this. And like, and like,
Address it in the direct.
Oh, that's not. That's
That's different.
a different. Okay, we're doing great today, everybody. Okay, we're still
I
rocking.
fucking
I
roasted.
think it's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's still going.
So what are you saying about killing Josh? Do you need a partner?
I don't think I said that.
I don't.
Oh, you're
Nobody
right.
said anything incriminating at all.
That's fair, actually.
yeah, definitely not on a
It would be
recorded.
terribly unfortunate he like went missing.
Yeah.
We will be.
Not again.
I gotta move again.
No, so I like I mean, you guys covered a lot of the Switch 2 announcements that I think were awesome. Mario Kart World sold that console for me the moment that I saw it. I've got.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just like, how do you, since you weren't here, how do you feel about the price?
I think the price is a big ask. And I think we'll see if that price even holds based on why they're not letting people pre-order it.
Yeah.
There was just an article released on that. Yeah. Talking about the price point of Mario Kart World, that they were basically like, you want to play Mario? You got to spend the money.
Yeah, so that was the interview with.
Oh, the price point on Mario Kart World?
Yeah, they were speaking about the game specifically. Yeah, and basically it was.
Sorry, I thought that's what you were talking about. Was the price point of Mario Kart World? Yeah.
I think you're talking about price point of the whole.
I'm talking about the site of the whole kit and caboodle.
Okay.
Kit and caboodle?
I think Mario Kart World as an $80 game is fine. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, there have always, especially in the cartridge space, there's always been games that got close to $80, $100 sometimes, depending on how much they're actually putting inside of. There was memory stuff and extra RAM in cartridges before that made cartridges just more expensive.
Shit, DK64 was $50 in whatever year.
98.
Yeah,
95.
and you needed to have the expansion pack for your
Right.
for
$50 in 1998 is like.
$7 million approximately, adjusted for inflation.
I think that's exactly correct.
Check the math on that.
Yeah.
That's correct.
That is
Yeah, that
correct.
was correct. I think
Glasses calculator.
I honestly don't think that I have a problem at all with the game prices.
Okay.
Right? Especially a Mario Kart. I mean, I've been playing Mario Kart 8, which is, also the one that was out on Wii U, just re-released for the Switch.
Right.
For fucking however many years now. And that's a lot of value out of a Mario Kart, right? And for a household like me that's bought that 3 times so that everybody can play online together is 4.
You bought it for
Oh, that's right.
my
I bought it for him for his birthday. So it's really
4 times.
4 fucking times.
And you bought it for me for my birthday.
Oh.
Oh.
What happened to you today? Honestly.
They too tight. What is the reins? That's me.
What happened to you?
Kendrick was talking about me, not Dave.
My God.
So, an $80 price tag is actually great. A game that I'm going to be able to cloud share with everybody in the household at $80 is fine.
Well, let's be honest. You're going to get the game for $50. You're going to buy
Well,
it.
I'm going to try.
Yeah.
I think that's the bigger problem here. I think getting tied up on, games are expensive to make.
Yeah.
The games are expensive to make. Even for Nintendo, they're expensive to make.
Sure.
Yep.
And that's fine. The question is, for me, is one of the questions we asked on a very early episode of this podcast, which was Steam Deck or a Switch 2.
I see.
Right? Mm-hmm. And at $3.99, you go Switch 2 all day.
That's a good point.
At $4.50, do you want something that inevitably is going to be able to emulate the Switch 2?
Yeah.
And play all of your computer games? And now you've got and Nintendo's always been very conscious about not putting themselves in a position where you want to pirate their games. Mm-hmm. And so if they come out with this thing and they're like, actually, it's got to be $500, and now you can just straight up buy a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
You
I didn't connect that dot.
You're still going to get all the people that don't want to tinker. You're still going to get all of them.
That's me.
Right. You're still going to get all of them, but you're going to have a huge subset of people that are going to go, actually, I already got a fucking Steam Deck.
Does the Steam Deck have the longevity
What do you mean?
of a Switch 2? Will it last as long?
Well, so first off, we're at a component tier. We're at a tier here now, too, where we got another thing. If we're talking about people that will tinker, Valve has been very clear on, here's how you upgrade the Steam Deck. Here's where you can do this. Here's where you can do that. Here's how you change these components. Before it was ever out, they were like, here's how you take the thing completely apart
how you pimped it
and put it back together, right?
Here's how you pimp my ride.
So yes, it voids your warranty or whatever, but and we're probably around the corner from a Steam Deck 2 announcement, right? The Steam Deck 2's however many years Rachel moved out of her townhouse old. That's my
Five-ish.
Five-ish. Yeah. So
So it does have the legs.
it's got legs. I mean, it's struggling to play top tier ray tracing PC games right now.
Yeah.
Like, it can't really do that, but that's okay because you can turn them down. You can I'm not saying that it's an apples to apples, and I think actually the Switch 2 may be a little bit more powerful, especially than like a early release Steam Deck. I'm just saying that you start pushing yourself a little too far into that territory.
Yeah.
And you guys brought up a accidental point where you were talking about like the price of a PlayStation 5 and this is the next generation and the price of an Xbox. But PlayStation 5 and Xbox they've not sold Switch level quantities of those consoles. True. Right? Like they have not. Nobody's out there putting 3 PlayStation 5s in their house.
Sure.
That's true.
And there's lots of multi-Switch houses, right? And that's the space Nintendo was flourishing in, right? And so for them to dip in and go like, okay, now we want to be, and shit, Xbox, I think Xbox has positioned themselves to never give a shit if they sell another Xbox ever again.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
And
they diversify.
And Nintendo's not in that spot. So it's a weird price point, and I know they don't like losing money on consoles. I don't think they should lose money on consoles. I don't even necessarily know how much of this is a them problem.
It's zero of them problem.
I don't.
Honestly, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
It's just a matter of positioning themselves in the marketplace where now PlayStation and Xbox get to come to the table with a handheld and go like, hey, it's $450. And then Nintendo's got to go, shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
like,
fair.
and because they haven't had to do that, right? And I think when you couple, and this is the last kind of negative thing I'll say, when you couple that big price tag with a direct that the back half of it is 40% announcing third-party games that have been out for 3 to 5 years, that's rough.
Yeah.
Right? It didn't go like, hey, and this thing that's not out yet, that's got ray tracing and all this sort of stuff and is super awesome, it's coming out on the Switch too. It's like, hey, this thing you can play right now on any other console and your Steam Deck.
Yep.
It will come out and play on the Switch, which I know why they did that. Because they've been getting the tails on the Switch for a really long time, and they're at that Wii spot where it's like, hey, like AAA third party stuff hasn't been coming out on this for a little bit now.
Yeah.
And they want to like reestablish like, hey, you'll be able to play those games, but you know, it's a weird position for them to put themselves in coming in at that price point. I think that said. 100% on all the cool shit that you guys talked about. Like I think that the Discord-esque chat screen function, yeah, I've had it on PC forever, but this is Nintendo actually coming to the table and sure, whatever, hey, 2012 called, we've got game chat now.
Sure.
But it's them actually putting a good effort in it, and it looks like an awesome execution of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
there's
does.
some latency in the streams when you're streaming things and whatever, right? Just if anybody is actually getting their news here, one of the things that I did pick up on that I haven't seen really published anywhere yet, that awesome Piranha Plant Hori camera is 480p.
Wow.
So don't buy it. It's cool. It's cool looking.
It's so cute.
It is really cute, but
but it's dookie.
Yeah.
Damn,
And unless
that's sad.
that's like a misprint on their page.
I mean-
their talk about page, like that's
Is it
like,
supposed to be 1080?
huh?
I'm just kidding. I
Well,
said,
right.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
I mean, the Switch 2 one is 1080, right?
Right.
And they've announced that it works with any USB-C camera that you can get. I honestly don't even know where the fuck you get a USB-C
Why would they make
webcam.
that
for
can't
it.
be true.
that feels wrong.
Why would they make all they did was put an outer shell on it?
Yeah, that
and make
feels
it look
weird.
Cool. Let's also make it fucking.
It's also
way
half
worse.
as much money as the Switch
no.
packet.
Oh, okay, well,
never
Yeah,
mind.
okay.
it is. It is less money.
No, then all right.
But I don't know where they even
Bad
sourced
choice.
the 480 camera. I'll
Yeah,
be
well-
honest with you. Like I don't even
I feel like
know.
everything's
mom's
at least
basement.
720.
all those webcams people have been recycling. They're like, we'll take them.
Digging in landfill.
They got, I was to say they got a dumpster full of them.
Let's
put Piranha Plant.
They'll buy it.
They'll buy
But
it.
that thing's cool.
Rachel will.
Yeah.
You was excited.
I was
That
so
crazy.
excited.
It's cool. It's cool.
Boo.
I will say for the Switch 2s, it's awesome that it's
I'm booing at me.
Stole it.
I don't think you can claim boo.
I was going to say, I didn't know you had sole proprietorship of Boo.
I feel like I've cornered it in our friendship.
Okay, that's fair.
All right.
Okay.
I just won't talk anymore.
I'm not gonna even argue.
I'm just going to
with you today.
dramatically
Great.
respond to that.
What is the braids?
So I think it's really awesome that they did the webcam thing.
Yeah.
I think that they're just straight out the box saying like, hey, any USB-C webcam will work too. Like you don't have to buy our expensive 1080, P webcam.
Sure.
Like, I think that's cool.
That's cool.
I think
It's an alternative. All right.
yeah, I mean, there's lots of people that have an extra webcam hanging around that
just say,
don't want
"Fuck
to
it."
spend another $70 on a Nintendo branded webcam.
Sure.
Right.
For sure.
That's fair.
I think that's rad.
Yeah,
right.
that's cool.
I think also they didn't do a good job of announcing this in the thing, but the fact that all of the peripherals are backwards compatible, so your old Joy-Cons, your old Pro controllers,
Yeah.
all that stuff working out the gate is a huge win because you're already asking people to spend a lot of money on
Yep.
the
Yeah, I
console.
thought that was
I
cool.
will give him that.
Come to the table and be like, also, our Pro controllers are $80. Also, you gotta buy 4 more of them.
Yeah.
right.
Your shit's not gonna work.
That'd be a rough ask.
Yeah, no, I think it's great that they went that route.
Yeah. Donkey Kong looks amazing.
Yeah.
Mario Kart World looks amazing. I think the upgrade system is really friendly. A little confusing and obfuscated in the sense of like what is upgrading versus what is a free what is a free upgrade. Like there's like all these layers of like tiered versions of what's going to happen for free,
Yeah.
what you're going to have to pay for. You can get the Switch 2 version of Breath of the Wild for free, but you can get the Switch 2 upgraded version of Breath of the Wild for $10. And I think that's going to be a little bit confusing for some people. I think there's going to be some.
I'm just not.
I think there's going to
It
be
seems
some.
like it's a bit obfuscated for sure.
I think there's going to be some parents that buy the wrong thing, and
Oh.
yeah, and go like, oh shit,
I see that.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, well, life's hard, kid.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents bought me the wrong shit all the time, and I survived.
For sure.
Here, Rachel, you want this dress?
Well, that was a problem.
I was thinking more like I wanted GTA 4, but I got Saints Row 2.
No.
Which, in hindsight, I prefer Saints Row 2. I'm one of those people.
You say
Your parents know what's best.
Yep. Unless it's a knockoff GameCube
no.
controller from a garage sale.
That somebody just like molded.
Jermaine's like, are you talking to my dad at a podcast?
Y'all plotting on me? They plotting on me. That's crazy.
So yeah, I think it was a bad announcement, actually, to be clear,
Yeah.
of some good stuff. I mean, objectively, it was bad. I think universally, everybody had problems with the stream breakdown at the end. It
Wow.
desynced. I missed the Donkey Kong announcement entirely watching it live because it desynced, showing me some Android app that was finally being ported to the Switch.
Yeah, that wasn't. I didn't feel that way. But I get where you're coming from. I was in straight hype mode.
Yeah.
My response to everything was straight hype.
I was hype, and then the middle part, it was just like, okay, like cool. Like the third party thing, I just thought was such a weird move for Nintendo. For them to be like, we're Nintendo, and you can play 5-year-old third-party games on us is a weird thing.
Sure.
But I understand the end caps, and then the only problem was for me was like I missed the other end cap. I missed the Donkey Kong end cap.
I also started the video 20 minutes late because I watched the recorded version.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because
Yeah. I was in my van with somebody.
That I'm not friends with anymore. He was in his van
watched
with
the 5
Mountain
hourly
Dew or
facts?
Baja Blast.
Oh, that's weird.
Not the first time.
That's never happened before, right?
What's that?
I watched a 5-hour loop of the
Okay. So real quick, because I do have one other thing I really am hyped to talk about. That's not the Switch 2. We all owe you a fucking apology.
Oh, fuck.
Apparently, the actual announcement live
Yeah.
for that thing was long as shit. 5 hours.
Because I thought I was embarrassed.
As
I
they
went back and researched and I just played them all.
as dude, don't do that shit. Call people out.
Yeah, call us.
You gotta boo me for whole new worlding like I can't fucking sing.
Tremayne, I would like to apologize for absolutely nothing. Rachel, what you got for us?
Damn. Put that in.
No, you were right.
Yep, there it goes.
You were right. That was the announcement. And if you watch back the replay, they did the whole cool single row shot, which was like 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a 2 minute long, like they did the whole thing. But yeah, they did announce that thing in the most disrespectful way of 5 hours of just announcing people's chairs. Which
Calling it's disrespectful just sent me.
it was. He
funny.
was right.
No,
he
it
was
was
right.
so funny.
We all told him he watched the fucking loop of it, and he was right. So let it be known.
I'm sorry. That's official.
I'm sorry too.
Yeah, I'm not.
What I'm not sorry for is being super hype on that marathon announcement.
Oh, I did. I was supposed to watch Jailer. I forgot.
That was okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. Nobody gives a shit. But I do.
That's not necessarily true.
Well, no, I think it's actually probably going to be true. I don't know who the fuck Bungie is making this game for. Me,
Bungle.
but like,
Bungles do.
is there I'm a very small, stupid audience to go after. No, I'm just saying, like, I know that, like, things that I get super excited about are not necessarily going to be a mainstream hit, right?
Sure.
Like, so Bungie making this the first thing that they're doing, under the Sony umbrella again, it is such a weird thing. Marathon, for the uninitiated, is Halo before Halo was Halo. So, like, the Covenant come from Marathon, Spartans come from Marathon, but, like, Halo is technically a sequel franchise to Marathon. And Halo was originally being developed as a Marathon game, and then the Microsoft acquisition happened. They added some stuff to it, made a main character out of Master Chief, and so you have Halo. But like the original Marathon games have so much in common with the lifeblood and the design of Halo, that like Halo is widely accepted as like a sequel series to Marathon.
Oh, okay. I did not know that either.
This is fucking not that.
Oh.
In any way, it's a loot and escape game. So it's like a Tarkov-esque, where like you go into an area, you loot the area, kind of like a PUBG Fortnite style thing, right? Like like battle royale-esque.
Yeah.
But it's not like necessarily a shrinking zone that you have to get out of.
Okay.
It's like a get in. I don't know how theirs is going to work necessarily completely, but like you get in, you loot up, you take your stuff, and everything you take out is yours to keep.
Oh.
But if you die,
It drops.
it's
You lose
dropped.
everything.
Oh.
You lose everything. So you've got like a base that you keep your stuff back in. You put your loadout in. You put your gear on. You put your stuff in. You take up. You're like, all right, I'm taking this gun, this gun, this gun. We're going back in. I'm hoping to get this, this, and this to help build my base out or whatever. And you go in and you try and get back out.
So it's Mines of Moria without trying to get out of Moria.
Right.
Okay.
Right. You're like trying to build a base. Like, again, don't know exactly what theirs is going to be, but it's one of those. Tarkov has been really established in that space. And like, again, you're kind of biting off of space that's already really niche. Like,
right.
Not like there's a lot of very dedicated Tarkov players, but not like blockbuster amounts.
Yeah,
of
that's a
Tarkov
very
players.
specific audience.
Right. You're giving it a name of a franchise that hasn't existed in 26 years, 27 years.
Yeah.
I'm
Right?
right now.
Yeah, exactly. and and then you're also not making it a sequel to that game.
Which is wild.
So who are you making the game for?
Who's
right?
this for?
Who are you making it? That said, go watch that 8-minute long sci-fi short animation thing trailer for that game is surreal and insane, and it's like narratively introduces these characters and then shoots them in the fucking head, and you're like, what is happening right now?
It does sound wild.
It's cool, and I'm really excited for it because I do like those kinds of games.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they do. I have loved unabashedly every game that Bungie has made. Not like I won't sit here and tell you that they're all fantastic, but I've loved Marathon. I love the Halo franchise, especially all of the Bungie ones, and Destiny 1 and 2 with all of its flaws that I had lots of economic qualms around.
I do love Destiny 2.
The core loop of those games, the shooting in those games. I mean, yeah. I mean, they know how to make a game that feels good to play.
Yeah, they do.
And universally. Yeah. And Destiny lived on that. Destiny 1 made no sense. There was no version of Destiny 1 that was anybody could argue was a playably narrative cohesive game to get through. But you were just like, well, I don't give a shit because it feels so good to play.
Yeah.
You're just like, this doesn't make sense. None of those words are real words. Whatever. I just blew up that thing's head from so far away with this gun, and it
was
felt
fucking
good.
great. That was my experience of Destiny 2 the entire time. I was just like, I don't know what's going on, but I just killed 400 aliens.
Yeah.
And it felt great.
Yeah. And I think I'm a corpse in a suit. Whatever.
Whatever. Don't care.
And so, I mean, like, I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited to see what it was. We also got that one announcement that wasn't an announcement, that was maybe just somebody trolling everybody on X that we all talked about, but I don't know if that's real. Titanfall 3.
Oh.
We don't know, right? Nobody knows if that's real yet, right?
I wasn't the Titanfall person.
Oh, I am big time, but I don't want to talk about it until it's real. I don't want to talk about it until it's real.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
okay. Yeah.
Different show.
Yeah. I did play Risk of Rain 2 as well.
So what is you messaged very ominously?
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Oh, I did. I want to talk about it. It's fantastic. I'm 5 years late to it. Yeah, I'm 5 years late to it.
I looked because I was like, is this a new game? And I was like, oh shit, no, okay.
No, it came out. I didn't miss it. I knew when it came out, and I bought it on the Switch, and I bloop. Okay, cool. I liked this.
The Switch can handle Risk of Rain.
It could. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it was I think it was Risk of Rain 2 is on the Switch. I could be wrong.
It get crazy that I couldn't play it because it was too much for my eyes to keep track of.
Okay. It is a lot, and by itself, objectively a game that's not for me.
Oh, that ties into the thing I was going to bring up, so that's perfect.
And then popped into it, 4-player multiplayer. It becomes this class-based roguelike.
Okay.
Where you're now everybody's got different roles. You're equipping your people, and you're trying to make it through the run in a unique and interesting way. Mm-hmm. With everybody's different loadouts, balancing each other's strengths and weaknesses out. Mm-hmm. And then I was in 100%.
Yeah.
Playing it with the same crew that I was playing Sons of the Forest with, which is a completely different game and vibe. Right. But I've never had a game that I individually bounced off of as quickly. And then been oh damn, there's something here. So anybody who's thinking about going that is a multiplayer experience. That game is better as a multiplayer experience.
Okay.
If you already own it, that's what you're telling me. You already own that.
I might.
Yeah.
All right.
You played it 5 years ago. You liked it. You're gonna revisit.
I might revisit it.
Okay.
I'm a fan of Drew's opinions.
Oh, shucks.
That's nice.
That's nice. That felt good.
Oh, it's the one thing you're allowed to have.
Oh, can I have this bump?
I guess you can have that too.
All right, 2 things.
No, it's funny you brought that up because I was my quick around the table question that I thought of was I've obviously been talking a lot about Dreamlight, and how much this game took me by surprise and how much I loved it.
Yeah.
So I wanted a quick anecdote from everybody of what's like one of the games that you fell in love with that you never expected you would have fallen in love with.
Dragon Age.
Really?
I played it with this and fucking hated it and let it sit there for 5 years.
No fucking way.
And I went back, played it again, got past the part that I was like, this shit is trash. Got past that part, and I was like, oh shit, dog? Yeah, that's my shit.
No way.
Inquisition is that game for me.
Okay, that's cool as
I
hell.
fucking hated it. It was like, this shit is trash. I would rather just play Skyrim because they were both out at the same time.
Right.
I'd rather go back and play Skyrim. Years passed, literal years. And I'm sitting there, I have EA Play or whatever. Dragon Age is there. Oh, fuck it. Just try it out.
All right.
Got past that one part. And there's it's essentially 2 games on top of each other. Because like, not necessarily a city builder, but like, those mobile games, hey, build this. Hours have passed.
Yeah.
That thing is there now.
Yeah.
That is an aspect of Dragon Age Inquisition. And that's how you unlock more areas. That shit is fucking dope.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's still great. But they definitely saw God of War. I'm like, let's do that. Which is fine, because I also enjoy God of War. So it worked out for me.
Yeah.
God, this is difficult for me to answer because I am very particular. Drew brought this up a couple episodes ago. I really won't spend my money on anything unless I know that I'm gonna like it.
That's fair.
But I guess I'll go back to Little Nightmares because it was a side scroller, which I typically hate. And it's simple. But it's difficult, and it's the art on it is beautiful. So that game took me by surprise. I beat it already, the first 2 games.
Yeah.
And I'm replaying them again because the third one's coming out in a few months.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say that.
You up?
It's an interesting question. I'm very similar where like I kind of know whether I'm gonna like a game before I like. I've got more surprises in the negative where it's like, God, this should be right up my alley. Why didn't like Risk of Rain
and it flopped.
the first time I played it, right?
Okay.
Was like where it was like, oh, this looks great. This is like I like this kind of thing. I like the aesthetics of this.
This should
I like
hit.
space shooty boy things. Like why
Yeah.
not? Why?
But what game did you like? Did you think that you were gonna like that you fucking loved? That's what that's where you're at with
I know,
Dreamlight.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's,
Yeah, I was like, I'm
gonna play this.
I don't know,
I'll
it'll
probably
be
like
fine.
it's Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably like I think the closest thing to that is Spiritfarer.
Oh, okay.
Like
Man.
and I think the juxtaposition there.
Fair is fucking great.
Yeah, I think the juxtaposition there is like I don't generally like cozy games. Like I can observe them from afar but like Stardew Valley is not for me. I like that you were enjoying Dreamlight, but I know like
It won't be your game.
It's just
Yeah.
not going to be a game for me.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing,
The sound?
huh?
That is the key.
Animal Crossing is probably like the closest.
Okay.
But I think it's like the deeply multiplayer versions of Animal Crossing that I've gotten into from like
Sure.
GameCube on, where it's like, look, hey, look at my shit. Look, I made.
There's a dinosaur here.
Dinosaur here. Like, you see a dinosaur? I mean, that's like a huge component of probably looping me into it. But
Yeah.
even those, I get done building my thing. I show it to all my friends, and then I'm like, and it can rot forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
I'm the same way about Animal Crossing.
And so Spiritfarer being this like, it's a cozy narrative game. I was like, okay, cool. And it was like that meme about like husbands going into the room with their wives watching trash television.
Yeah.
Being like, what is it?
What?
That's fucking stupid. And
And then
being
they're like,
8 episodes.
yeah.
they're on the couch.
You got a blanket and a snack.
Yeah, right.
And
Got a notepad.
She's not even in the room with you anymore.
So Katie, my wife, was playing Spiritfarer because for her it was just like,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
down her alley.
Yeah.
And like I poked in and I was like, oh, that looks beautiful because objectively,
Oh,
like,
it's cool. It's
looks
stunning
beautiful.
game. Yeah.
And then like I'd like watch what she was doing a little bit. I was like, oh, it's like your like cozy game or whatever. And then like I can't remember which one it was. Might have been the Hummingbird and the Bull.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
And she was like, and I was like watching it. And I was like, oh man, what's going on there? And then like she set while I was watching, she like set it free, and I was like, oh, I gotta try this. And it just like sunk it, hooks in me. And then the narrative payoff is just so strong.
So strong.
I think it's that. I think it was like, yeah, I was just so surprised at how much I enjoyed that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My final one, other than Dreamlight, that I think will give you all a surprise, was that I did not like Horizon Zero Dawn when I turned it on.
Oh, interesting.
And it's funny, early online friendship COVID era was obviously when you and I met via hanging out on Animal Crossing, funnily enough. Yeah. And I had posted on Facebook and was like, man, I'm having trouble getting into Zero Dawn. I don't know what my problem is. This game should be right up my alley. Yeah. And you were like, just stick with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, all right. And I turned it off.
Like that to me,
I turned it off.
Like, okay.
I made the post, and I was like, I trust this guy's opinion big time. Like, he and I have a very similar brains in the way that we play games and the stuff we enjoy. And I dove back into it, and I was like, son of a bitch, this game is amazing. And then next thing I knew, yeah.
Where were you when you felt that way?
When I lost my interest in the game was not long after I did the tall neck, where you open up the map.
Oh, that first one?
Yeah, and then I just kind of looked around and was like, well, this is really pretty. And then I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I saw icons and things to look at, and I kind of like overwhelmed myself with the map opening.
I feel you.
And then I just kind of shut down. I also discovered that on first play, I had turned the game on hard, and I needed, as a first-time experience ever in that game format, to play it on normal.
Yeah.
I had no business playing it on hard. So I turned it, I changed difficulty, I took a break, came back to it, and I was like, okay, this is a more enjoyable experience. I mean, every time I turned around, a walker, or, a watcher, was on my ass. Yeah. Right? And so I was like, okay, I'm not having it. Like, this is too tough, because it's the world is very much my style. The combat system is definitely unique.
For sure.
And I feel like that was a learning curve that I had to get into the swing of. Yeah. And then even today, I still don't play Horizon games past very hard. That's my peak.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was the sticking with it portion. Like, for me, it was the combat system being so unique and being so... And then it was just like, it clicks. Like, at a certain point, it clicks. Like, I experienced the same thing of like open world, like overwhelm. Because for me, it's just like, hey, that's a bunch of shit to ignore. I'm just going to do the story. And then like when a side quest is interesting to me, I'll go do that.
Yeah.
But like, I'm very much I'm going to beeline it through the story until until I can tell that it's wrapping up. Then I'm going to go do all that stuff.
I see.
And experience all the things where like, oh man, it would have been nice to have this like 9 fucking hours ago. And then like, or whatever it may be. But that's just open world games. I just like shut down and just go like mainline story.
Yeah. And what's funny is like
it's that new Zelda game where I just built signs. Tears of Kingdom, I don't think I've played any of the intended narrative of that game, and I've just built that dude's signs.
Tears of Kingdom lost me when I tried to build a bridge and it fell.
Oh.
It was up in the air.
Yeah, I have some harsh criticisms of Tears of the Kingdom that we can save for another time.
Yeah.
It's tough to keep you in a game. It is tough.
I'm like
Star Wars lightsabers. I'm fucking out. Build a branch, it falls. I'm out.
Here's how I am at the game.
He does want to skip
the boss battle. The boss battle is. They killed me once. All right.
I'm just
later.
Good.
New game.
You ever catch a belt loop on like a door handle or something? That's me at the game. I'm slipping the fuck out. I'm done. The day is over. It's like
you burn the belt.
Pooping after a shower. Like, start the day. The shit is done.
You're not wrong.
Just chalk it up.
You're not wrong.
You get out of shower.
I gotta get back in the shower.
The day is done. Let's go home.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Me as a game.
I mean-
one too big of an inconvenience.
It's
I'm gonna
a-
do something else.
What an unbelievable way to wrap it.
Really was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Hey,
It's poetry.
you gotta know yourself. And I am Himmy Neutron, and this is the SydeQuest. Thank you for joining. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow the people. We being your people. And goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, Ron. We love you.
Bye, Ron, we love you.
We love you,
Find
Rob.
my follow.